नमस्कार फ्रेंड्स, रिटर्न टू इंडिया आने पे आप अपने मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फाइनेंशियल एसेट विच इज 401k या रिटायरमेंट अकाउंट का क्या करें? शुड यू मूव योर 401k टू इंडिया और लेट इट ग्रो इन द यूएस? किस ऑप्शन में इवन आफ्टर टैक्स डिडक्शन आपका पैसा ज्यादा ग्रो करेगा? कौन सी वो राइट अप्रोच है विच मेक्स द बेस लाइन इम्पैक्ट ऑफ मोर देन 2 crore rupees upon retirement? And the most important thing, why is all this so complicated? So in today's video, let me help you simplify the code. I have approached the topic of 401k in an easy to understand scenario with actual working examples. By the end of this video, you will be able to decide with confidence what to do with your retirement savings when you plan your move to India. And as a bonus, in the end, I will also give you a 4-point framework to help you decide which option is best for you. So please watch this video till the end and subscribe this channel for honest and unbiased information on issues that matter to the global Indian citizen. So let's dive in. 401k or your retirement savings account. When you move to India, you have these 3 options. Number 1, leave it as is in the USA. Number 2, withdraw the 401k and move the cash back to India and invest that amount in an Indian retirement account. And number 3, move the 401k in the USA to an IRA, which is an individual retirement account in the US itself. This is a lesser known option, but also a very important option, especially when you talk about the growth rates of your 401k. So before recording this video, I did a survey and found that majority of the people decide to take option 1, that is leave the 401k in the US account as is and let it grow until their requirement. But क्या ये आपके लिए बेस्ट ऑप्शन है? So आज हम इन तीनों ऑप्शंस को डिटेल में समझेंगे with examples and scenarios and देखेंगे which option will be the best for you because all these 3 options have their pros and cons. So let's assume you are someone nearing the age of 40 and you are returning back to India and you have $100,000 in your 401k account in the US. And India आने पे आप option 1 choose करते हैं which is to keep your fund as is in the 401k account. India आने के बाद ना इस फंड में आप कुछ ऐड करते हैं ना ही इस फंड से कुछ विड्रॉ करते हैं till the age of 59 and a half, which is in 20 years. So, in 20 years, with an average return of around 6% per annum in a 401k account, the total value of this fund will be $320,000. आपने अभी तक कुछ चेंज नहीं किया है, तो कहीं पे कोई टैक्सेशन किक इन नहीं हुआ है. Now, at the age of 60, let's assume you are still in India and would like to use this fund back in India. तो अब देखते हैं कि जब आप इस फंड को विड्रॉ करेंगे, then how much money will you actually get in hand in India when you choose option 1. In the USA, when you withdraw, you have to pay the tax on this money as per the current federal rates at that time. The federal tax rate will depend on multiple factors like your income in the US at the age 60 and your filing status like joint or family. So for ease, I have assumed this amount of $320,000 will be taxed at around 20% in the US. So after paying taxes at the age of 60, you will get around $250,000 in hand. Now, as I said, at 60, you want to use this fund in India, then you are going to bring this money to India at the prevailing dollar to rupee conversion rate. At the current rate of depreciation of rupee, it is assumed that in 20 years, the value of $1 would be approximately 150 rupees. And if I do the maths, the total amount that you will receive in India would be approximately 3.8 crore. Now, at 60, you have 3.8 crore rupees in India. Will this amount be taxed in India? The answer is no. And the reason is double tax avoidance agreement between India and USA. Because you have already paid your tax in the US on this income of $320,000, आपको इंडिया में या तो 0 या फिर negligible tax देना पड़ेगा on this income. So your overall earning if you leave the 401k as is in USA can be expected to be around 3.8 crores when you use this fund in India after 20 years. So ये हुआ scenario 1. Remember the value of 3.8 crores because that is critical. अब आते हैं option 2 पे, which is you decide to move this 401k amount to India immediately on your return. इसमें भी दोनों कंट्रीज में टैक्सेशन के बाद in 20 years what can be the full amount in your bank as your retirement corpus? Let's look into that scenario. Once again, the first thing that you have to do is $100,000 as soon as you withdraw will be taxed as per your current income level in the US by the US government, which is about $20,000 का तो आप टैक्स दे देंगे. Then you also have to pay early withdrawal penalty, which is 10%. तो 10,000 वहां कट जाएगा. So total in hand when you move your $100,000 to India immediately on your return, आपको इंडिया में $70,000 मिलेंगे, which at the current rate of conversion would be approximately 60 lakh rupees. Now comes the interesting part. ये 60 lakh rupees आप एक Indian retirement fund में invest कर दीजिए, which on an average has a rate of return of around 10% to 16%. So on the safer side for this calculation, I have taken that this money will grow at the rate of 12% for 20 years in the Indian market. So if you keep invested in this account for 20 years, this corpus will become 5.75 crores. Now, how much will you get in hand when you withdraw this amount? The long-term capital gain tax in India from this financial year is 12.5%. So if I assume it remains the same, your corpus will be approximately 5 crore rupees. So whereas in option 1, which is leaving your account as is in 401k, your corpus was 3.8 crores. If you move this fund to India, your corpus will be approximately 5 crore rupees. एक और पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट है ऑफ मूविंग फंड्स इन इंडिया, अगर आप इंडिया में ही रह रहे हैं, that you have more flexibility. Generally, the lock-in period in retirement accounts is around 5 years and not 20 years like the 401k. So you will be able to use this money if needed with better ease. Now, the most important part, the third option, which is invest the 401k into a Roth IRA in the USA itself. इसको आइए समझते हैं. 401k आपका रिटायरमेंट अकाउंट हो गया. Roth IRA is a individual retirement account which is funded by post tax dollars. यानी कि Roth IRA में जो भी मनी ग्रो करेगा वो टैक्स फ्री होगा, क्योंकि उसमें जो आपने पैसा इन्वेस्ट किया है वो ऑलरेडी टैक्स पेड है. 401k से IRA में रोल ओवर करने के अदर बेनिफिट्स भी हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इन एन IRA अकाउंट यू कैन इन्वेस्ट इन स्टॉक्स, ETFs, mutual funds and bond. IRA accounts are usually better managed with an average growth rate of 7 to 8%, unlike the 401k where your growth rate was 6%. And इनकी fees भी compared to 401k is lesser for management of the account. So now let's see the Roth IRA option in detail. Again, you have $100,000 in your 401k. And you are moving or have moved to India. Option 3, roll over this 401k into an IRA account. एंड फ्रेंड्स, ये प्रोसेस बहुत ही सिंपल है. कंसिडर मूविंग योर फंड फ्रॉम अ बैंक ए टू अ बैंक बी. लेट्स से बैंक बी आपको बेटर इंटरेस्ट रेट दे रहा है, बेटर सर्विसेज दे रहा है, एंड यू क्लोज योर अकाउंट इन वन बैंक एंड मूव योर फंड्स टू द अदर. इतना ही सिंपल प्रोसेस है, कंप्लीटली ऑनलाइन है फॉर मूविंग योर फंड्स टू योर 401k टू योर Roth IRA. सो वापस सिनेरियो पे आते हैं. $100,000 को आप विड्रॉ करेंगे फ्रॉम योर 401k. First thing you have to pay is the tax to the US government, which is we are taking at around 20%. और दूसरा, 401k से Roth IRA में ट्रांसफर करने पर या IRA अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर करने पर अर्ली विड्रॉल पेनल्टी नहीं लगती. So you will save that 10%. So $80,000 is now deposited in your Roth IRA account. Mind it, the $80,000 पे आप already tax दे चुके हैं. So whatever will be your final kitty in 20 years will be completely tax free. Roth IRAs का average return is around 8 to 10%, and again on a conservative side I have taken this growth rate as 8%. So this amount in 20 years in your Roth IRA will become $370,000. Now again आप इस फंड को विड्रॉ करके अगर इंडिया मूव करते हैं, then at a conversion rate of 150 in India you will get 5.6 crore rupees. जो कि ऑप्शन 1 विच इज कीपिंग योर मनी इन द 401k से अप्रोक्सीमेटली 1.8 करोड़ ज्यादा है, एंड ऑप्शन 2 विच इज मूविंग योर फंड्स टू इंडिया एंड इन्वेस्टिंग इन इंडियन रिटायरमेंट अकाउंट से अप्रोक्सीमेटली 60 lakhs ज्यादा है. एंड द ग्रेट थिंग इज बिकॉज इट्स अ Roth IRA, द amount that you will finally move to India was tax-free in the US and will also be tax-free in India. So a simple trick of moving 401k to a Roth IRA and letting your money grow in the US can be a wiser decision for many people. मेरे हिसाब से if you are planning to return to India, then the most common option, which is leaving your retirement savings in the 401k account, is actually the worst option of the three choices. Ideally, you should choose between option 2 and option 3. Both these options have more flexibility. You can use your money when you need it, lesser fees, and more control. You can decide where to invest funds at what point in time. However, how should you decide which option out of the three is best for you? For this, I have created a 4-step framework. Let's look into that. इसमें पहला है, where are you most likely to use your funds in the future? Is it India or is it the USA? अगर आप sure नहीं हैं, then I would recommend that option 3, which is Roth IRA, could be the best possible option for you. अगर आप certain हैं that आप retirement India में ही करेंगे, then option 2, which is moving your funds to India, could also be a better option. और इसका रीजन है बिकॉज दोनों ही सिनेरियोज में ग्रोथ ऑलमोस्ट बराबर है, और अगर आप इंडिया में रहते हैं देन यू विल हैव अ बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ इंडियन मार्केट एनीवेज, सो यू विल बी एबल टू मेक बेटर डिसीजंस विद योर फंड इन द लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ 20 ईयर्स. प्लस हर बार ट्रांसफर करने का झंझट या डॉलर रेट पैरिटी से भी आप बचेंगे. दूसरा इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर आपको देखना चाहिए, विच इज how many years are left for your retirement. If you are less than 5 years, less than 10 years to your retirement, I would recommend to keep your fund as is or move your fund into the Roth IRA option as we discussed. And if you have more than 10 years for your retirement, then you should also look at the option of moving this fund to India. Again, because time adds significant amount to your overall fund. So that factor plays a very significant role. Third very important factor to consider is where you can manage your funds with ease. If you move your funds to Roth IRA या फिर अगर आप इंडियन स्टॉक मार्केट में या इंडियन रिटायरमेंट अकाउंट में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, दोनों ही केसेस में इट माइट रिक्वायर यू टू पीरियोडिकली लुक इनटू दिस अकाउंट्स, डिस्कस विद योर ब्रोकरेज फर्म कि वो आपके पैसे को किस तरह ग्रो कर रहे हैं. इफ यू फील बीइंग इन इंडिया इट इज पॉसिबल फॉर यू टू मैनेज that account in the USA, go for it. But if you feel otherwise, then India might be a better option for you. Again, because you have more visibility to the Indian scenario living in India. And last important factor is, do you need this money in the long run or short run? Roth IRA को मैं तभी recommend करूंगा when you have more than 10 years in your hand to use your fund. If you believe next 5 years में 6 years में आपको इस फंड की जरूरत पड़ेगी, then it is better to move this fund to India, pay the taxes now and let this fund grow in the Indian stock market. But if you have visibility of 10 plus years to use this fund, then certainly use the benefit of Roth IRA for your retirement saving. Friends, I hope you liked today's video and will share it with your friends. Return to India series mein we will continue to dive into important aspects of returning to India. If you want to connect with fellow Indians across the globe, ask questions and participate in the conversation, I request you to join the Facebook group of NRI Life. See you in the next video. Namaste.